Hello, we are the University of South Carolina, and our initiative is the Drive Her Grid, standing for Growth, Racing, Inclusion, and Development. My name is Allie Lux. I am a current grad student here, and I will be going through our off-track opportunities.
My name is Jaden Crosby. I'm a junior here, and I will be going about the on-track opportunities.
My name is Autumn Williams, and I will be with Partnerships and Collaboration.
My name is Emily. I'm a freshman, and I will be going over media and storytelling.
So when it comes to the overview of Driver's Grid, really we have 3 steps, and that's being online through iRacing, and then getting 24 women drivers onto the track with US Legend cars through the NX program, and then we'll have 10 volunteers that will be online with the e-racers, and then move down to 5 interns that will be doing real world track experience, and then hopefully after their 2-year program they'll be able to gain real racing opportunities outside of our program. So when it comes to the sim to real driver pathway, Drive Her's Grid really plans on opening a league through iRacing, kind of like the Coca-Cola series does with NASCAR. And iRacing has proven drivers to go from eSIM to real life racing with Craft and Truck Series driver Rajah Caruth, their back-to-back Daytona 500 winner William Byron. Our esports league would simply be tryouts with women across the country being able to try out and being able to go down to 48 members that will drive in our e-racing league, split into 24 each, and they will be going for points across the season with a 20 race season. And then after the 24 top contending drivers are placed, they'll be placed into our US Legend NX series, where these 24 drivers will be split into teams of 12 with 2 drivers at each team. During this time, these drivers will be able to kind of gain professional development through mentorship with other drivers in the US Legend series, or being able to learn through the media with the NX, but as well as our series, and then kind of dealing with public relations and being able to gain sponsorship throughout their time through our program.
So just like our on-track opportunities, towards the off-track opportunities, it will be a 2-year program. So for the first year, we are going to have a nationwide search for our top 10 female students interested in working in motorsport. And this opportunity will be fully remote, around 10 hours a week, and our female volunteers will get experience in all different departments such as PR, marketing, social media management, data analytics, or engineering, or anything for that matter within the motorsport umbrella. And with that, they will gain a lot of hands-on learning experiences. They will be able to bring in the classroom experience to on the track. And then for our second year, we will use the top 5 volunteers and give them full-time internship, summer internship offers for being in person with us throughout the duration of our in-person league. And this will be able to give them even more opportunities for networking, for having different experiences working in the field, not just online. And so, for example, if we have a driver that is looking to gain sponsorships, we can have a student intern be the one that is sitting in on meetings with potential sponsors, reaching out to potential sponsors, doing some contract negotiations with them. So it just gives really great experience to those looking to work in the industry. Looking at a success story, we have Brianna Daniels, who was the first Black female pit crew and she ended up doing a race in the NASCAR Cup Series, and she got her start from doing a 6-month training program. And before that, she found out about it because she was literally just walking on our college campus, and the NASCAR pit crew was having a sort of like job fair at her college. So it's sort of the idea that we can pick out anybody across the country and give them the opportunity and the platform to grow as professionals and during their personal growth.
So with partnerships and collaborations, we're trying to create long-term sustainable revenue streams by also targeting demographics and target audiences that weren't targeted before. So we want to unite key stakeholders under one unified umbrella essentially, and we're going to do this by using governing bodies like NASCAR, IndyCar, NX to basically get a new demographic to start coming to races, specifically more women in motorsports. And these governing bodies, they collaborate with Rev Racing, who Rev Racing has an emphasis on Drive for Diversity, the D4D program, where they firsthand create pathways, not just for women, but overall for people to go from racing or e-racing to then on-track motorsports and then potentially further and long-term careers off the track. And so by working with brands like that, it directly goes with our mission statement. And then through corporate sponsorships like Logitech, Coca-Cola, ELF, for example, we can then go further by getting drivers specifically their sponsorships to then boost demographics and boost getting that women target audience specifically. For example, Catherine Legg, she is sponsored by ELF, and at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, they did a pop-up makeup stand where they had ELF put their sponsor and they had makeup, and this was pre-race, and then the women that were there, they were firsthand able to engage with the driver, a women driver as well, and they became fans, and that was a demographic that might not have been reached before. So basically, we want to use sponsorships and corporations, and with our title sponsor, Sprouts Farmers Market, who has worked directly in the SEC and boosting female engagement in sports, to create a new demographic and increase brand management and revenue streams.
We will be using media to amplify the stories of the women involved within the Drive Her initiative. For example, we will be launching a docuseries named Drive Her from Sim to Circuit. This docuseries will document the journeys of the women from sim racing all the way up into our real world racing league. Each episode will feature a different stage of the journey. For example, episode 1 would feature our tryout process. Episode 2 to 3 would be documenting our sim racing league. And then the following episodes would be documenting the transition from the sim to the real world cars. We will be basing our show off of the F1 Academy Netflix show. As we know, F1 Academy is an all-women racing league, and to have a show broadcasted on Netflix, which is a major platform in the world, shows that we are taking a step in the right direction with women in motorsport and women in sports in general. And so we will be basing our show off of that structure. In addition to our docuseries, we will also be featuring social media in our initiative. TikTok is a massive platform for challenges, influencers, etc. And so we will be partnering with influencers and media platforms to kind of broadcast the stories of our drivers and also our interns who aren't usually seen on camera, to really have a connection with the audience watching through the stream. In addition to this, for fan engagement, we want to be a very interactive league. And so we will be launching a system similar to Formula One's Driver of the Day Award, where viewers can connect with the drivers and feel very interactive with the league. We will also be hosting virtual panels where fans will be able to meet with drivers and interns to talk about their career, discuss their experiences, get advice from them, because they potentially may want to get a foot in the door in motorsports and in the sports industry in general. So we believe this would be a great way to have fans connect to get into the industry.
So looking at our implementation plan for our first year, this is our grassroots. So we want to have our 48 eSIM drivers as well as our 10 volunteer interns. And with that, we're sort of trying to figure out exactly where the niche of our program falls into, and then with sponsors like Sprouts and Logitech for the league in and of itself, this will be great revenue generation. And for our year 2 and 3 for our real world transition, we want to make sure that we are able to have our 24 in real life drivers on the grid, as well as our the 5 in-person interns, as well as sort of making sure that we have longevity within this program. So we still will have our 48 eSIM drivers as well as our 10 other student interns to make sure that it's not just a 2-year thing, it is for years to come with our team sponsors such as Hosier Racing and Coca-Cola. And then year 4 and beyond, we're really looking to bring this worldwide. We don't just want it to be something that happens in the US. There is future for US legend cars to be raced within Europe as they currently are, and have this program sort of be translated over there, and just make sure that we have a full program beyond just 2 years.
So thank you for listening, and we hope that you will engage with us in encouraging and empowering the next generation of women in motorsports and in racing.
Thank you.
Thank you.